How's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampy's Workshop. Boys, we've been busy building this computer table. She's coming along fine. Let's see, maybe we can finish her up today. You know what? That table is pretty sturdy too. All we need for it is a top. Before I put a top on it, I'm going to do the old square check. Yeah, kind of high up here for me to reach, but I'll try it. So that's 39 5/8 that way. And this one's 39 3/8. So it's not square. How do we fix that, you ask? Well, we have to make these two sides shorter. Oh. Okay, check her again. I'm hiding it here so you can't see it, right? So we go from that corner to that corner. 39 and 7/16. It's not square yet. Oh my God, it is 39 7/16. It is square now. What'll all be? Now, whether you can see this or not, I'm not sure, but I have these corner pieces right to the top of the skirt boards, and there's 3 holes on either side. Well, I'm going to put a couple of screws in each one of those so that that'll hold the skirt boards on whenever the legs get loose. Okay, because we're not going to glue these legs on. That's all that's going to hold the legs there. So that's what I'm going to do with that. I have the top. I don't have the top cut yet, but I have the piece of wood I'm going to use for the top. Just want to lay that on. The top off an old dining table that we had from years ago. But look at that, see? Yeah, that table's going to fit on there good. Okay, here's my table. I'm set up. Here's the little cleats I'm going to use, little offset cleats. The idea is I'm going to cut a slot in the table right here. So that'll stick in the slot, and then I can screw that to the tabletop. It should work. The reason I'm doing that, of course, is wood is always moving, getting bigger, getting smaller, shrinking, stretching. If I screwed that right tight there, it's liable to split the tabletop. So if we put it in these, it'll hold the tabletop sort of half tight, but it'll still allow it to move a little with humidity changes. So I set up my biscuit joiner, and that should work perfect right there. I got the height set here so that when the biscuit right there is in the middle of the blade. Not bad. So I'm going to try that. I put some marks on the skirt boards where I'm going to try it, and here we go. So now with my slots cut here, my biscuit slots, that'll just go in there and screw to the underside of the table. Okay, I think we're set up. We've got 4 clips. We're going to go around the edge like this. Something like that. Boing. I'm going to drill pilot holes and put them in. So now what we have to do is center the table on the top. So we'll just kind of eyeball it here as best we can. Something like that. That looks good there. Maybe down this way a little bit more. Okay, so that's eyeballed. But I do have one of these cheat sticks here. We'll use that. So from here out to the nearest point is 2 3/4. 2 3/4. I don't know if I can get any better than that. So now I'm going to just try to locate these in the middle of my slots that I made. Something like that. Something like that. Now, oops, that's not very tight. Oh yeah. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now, just check this over here again, because it moves a little bit. 1.5 inches. A little bit more than 1.5 inches up there. That's pretty near 9/16 now. There we go. We got it. Now, turn this around, is a little easier to get to. Alright, see how that's worked? So these cleats will help hold that down. I hope. Not very tight, is it? Tight as it's going to be, though. Sorry that I'm blocking you. But I didn't want you to see how this one went in. Okay, now here's my tape. Just to check and see how square everything still is. 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. Moved a little. 6 and 6. Oh my God. Perfect. It doesn't fit very tight on there, but no one's going to see that anyways. Look at that. Wait now. It's hard to get a look at it with my camera. And that's not very good angle either, because the light's coming in the door and all, but anyway, that's what she looks like. Gonna take it in the camp now and try it out. Took us a day to make it. I hope it takes 50 years to break it. We're back here working on this computer slash desk I was making. I had it in the camp, tried it out, it worked great. I think we're going to leave this fancy edge on it here and just place it against the wall. So what I have to do now, I'm going to take the top off again because I have to do some touch-up work underneath, some rough spots. And then I'm going to sand the whole top and then paint it. And then on the legs, under here, the legs and these apron boards, I'm going to sand those and paint them too. I also, I don't know why this happened, but the legs are a tad too long, so I have to cut 3/4 of an inch off the legs to make this tabletop the same height as, say, the table in the dining room. Because not only is it going to be a computer table, but it'll double as like a serving table or another eating spot. Like we could probably, when the grandkids come, we could put 3 kids around this table, so that would work good too. So anyway, that's what we're going to do this morning. So there we have the tabletop. I have removed the tabletop now, and I sanded it all. So it's sanded, and then I cleaned it all with paint thinner. So it looks a little shiny right now, but hopefully it's going to dry better. And then I have the table legs over here, and I'm going to remove the table legs. These, will I get a shot at them here? These nuts come off right here. And then you can just pull the leg off. I have to take the legs and I have to cut about 3/4 of an inch off them because the table in the camp was 3/4 of an inch lower than this one. So cut 3/4 of an inch off of those guys, and then we'll be able to work at the same height. Okay, that's going to be my next job. Take those legs off and cut them to length. Okay, so here we are. I've got my legs ready to cut, and what I've done, I want to make sure that they're all exactly the same length. That's the important part with this whole procedure. So I have a stock block set here, 29, let me see, the legs are 29 and 3/8. I need to cut them 3/4 of an inch shorter than that. So 29 and 3/8 less 3/4 is about 28 and 5/8. So I got my blade set up here, 28 and 5/8. So I'm going to cut these legs off. I hope this is right because I can't add. I can take away from legs, but I can't add to them. Here we go. So there we have it. My legs are 28 5/8 now. Man, I hope this works. So there's the legs. I ended up putting them on the sander, on the belt sander. So I sanded them down pretty good there. Good enough to take some paint anyways. And I did round over these ends. You can see that. Just to make them softer. So there's the forelegs and the apron board. And then over here on this other table I have my tabletop. So I'm all set to start painting, but since I was just doing a lot of sanding, I'm just going to wait a bit and let the air settle. And then wipe these down once more before I start. Okay, look at that. I got the top repainted. It's definitely going to need 2 coats. I did a lot of work sanding and prepping, but I don't know whether that's going to take or not. I might have to sand the whole thing down again. But anyways, we're going to try her. And then there's the apron boards. All painted nice with a contrasty color. You see that's going to need 2 coats too. Look right there, you can see right there. There's you can see the wood showing through, the bare wood. And then we come away over here again, and there's the legs. Get the legs hanging up. And I cut the legs down to length, painted them, and then of course I had to hang them up because, well, you don't like to lay your legs down. Cross your legs maybe, but not lay them down. Anyhow, we'll let all that dry. We'll put another slap of paint on there and see what she looks like. Alright, let's have a look at this, the finished product. There's my table. Painted the top with a semi-gloss brown, as you can see. I brought it in the camp here and assembled it because it's a little bit better temperature control here in the camp. So I'm hoping this table will harden up a little bit before I put anything on it because I don't want to mark it. And there's the legs, all done and painted and reattached. There's my fancy apron board. It's hard to see under there, but anyway, there it is. Hope you like it. Hope you enjoyed following along as we built this little table from virtually scraps. So please like, please subscribe, and we'll talk to you later, folks.